Welcome back to the Improvement Channel. Today we're going to make a barn door for the bathroom to the shop. I'll show you where it's going. I'll show you what we're going to make it out of. And before you change the YouTube channel, you will not see the OSB, but this is going to be involved. Let's get going. So this will be the bathroom area to the shop. See, in here we've got spot for the vanity, spot for the toilet, spot for the shower. I've got the shower fan and light installed, the valves installed, but I left this part off because we'll obviously use something other than wood to go on the inside of the shower. And then this will be a door to the outside and to come directly into the restroom from the pool. So my plan today is to use stuff I have around the shop already. I have this OSB up there in some storage. I've got it pulled down here. I need about 82 height, 82 inches tall by 38. We've got that here. You can probably easily tell this piece is wider on this end than it is on that end. We're gonna fix that. And then hopefully right over here, I have enough of this. I think there's more there than it looks like to cover that OSB up and make the door on both sides. We shall see. Okay, I'm gonna measure this out to 37. I want my overall door to be 38. We're gonna hide all of this OSB, remember, so. Checked everything for square. Our OSB is square corner to corner. I've got the back sides up. This right here is the direction I'm gonna run the boring backside that's gonna face into the bathroom. I'm going to do different on the other side, and I'm going to have a good, probably about 3/4 of an inch overhang here on the front and back, and then I'm gonna have some overhang on each side as well. Some of you guys will already know what that's about, and I will go over that later. I'm gonna let this side over here especially hang off. Both of them are gonna hang off a little further than need be, and I'm gonna trim those off later. Check. Get a good 1/2 inch there. So I've made a mark here at 34 inches from the bottom of the door. Your regular doorknob's just under 35. So now I'm going to visit the mark this way, 3 inches. This is 6 inches wide. Get my door handle, we'll make the marks. So I considered making my own door handle, but I got this off of Amazon for $20. So I've made a mark, put this back on the table and drill it. Sorry I missed getting this on camera, but I took my marks here and set up my square and drilled a hole with a small bit, another hole with a small bit. A little bit of room, and actually you can drill them quite a bit bigger if you like, because there are also some washers that'll cover that up if you make a mistake. Here are the bolts, and here's the reason why not to make your own. I could have easily made this out of welded this up out of some rebar, but I like this plate. I put that on the other doors that I built, so I just like that. And I'm gonna actually recess that in a little bit on the other side. So I have the door kicked all the way over, so it's like 100% open. Further, which I'm guessing I probably will, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull it off of that wall over there just slightly, a couple inches. I pre-drilled this into a stud. These are marked out on every 16 inches. So I've pre-marked the first one. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a bolt into it. One thing you want to really do is get this level for the just barely, which is good. So I don't have any of my stops. I don't have any of the catches done yet for the soft close. Okay, so just to see what we're looking at here, you've got the door, you've got the trim that I put on the outside. So here we've got the trim for the door, the OSB, and remember I recessed that in, including the bottom, and then the back side of the door, of course. Okay. So this just barely comes off the ground, which is what I wanted. And then if you'll remember, I kept a gap on the bottom, so now I don't have to cut a gap. So I can use this piece if I like. I ordered another piece that actually bolts on right about here out of the way and will hold the door back, and has a roller here and a roller on the back side. But this door is quite a bit thicker than a normal door, and I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I tried to get one that I thought would, because I like that method better. And as you can see, you need something. A lot of times barn doors get put in and they just swing freely. That's really not what you want. All right, I wanted to get a close-up shot of this. This is the first one of these I bought off of Amazon. It comes in 2 parts. And you know, for shipping reasons, they're only in a box so long versus, you know, a box twice as long. So I get it. And this looks like it's made pretty well. I kind of checked it out earlier. That was the kind of one of my curiosities with this, because this one was a lot less expensive than the last one that I purchased, like this. So I'm gonna get this started. Let's see if I can work that other piece in here. Little bump when that goes across. So, kind of whatever you all think on that. I guess I could take the grinder to that, but then it wouldn't be painted on top anymore, but you wouldn't really see it either. So that's probably what I'll do. You at home may not want to fool with that, but you also may want to be happy with the bump. So I'll have to put a stopper right there. And then I'll put one about right there. Yeah. All right, let's get the rest of this knocked out. Oh, I thought I was going uphill the other way. Yeah. Guess it just rolls real easily. This is exactly what they are. It's what they look like. Allen wrench keyholes in the top. Stud placement worked out. I'd be covering up this hole to get this right there where I want it. This obviously needs some more trim, so that's going to get trimmed out. I'm going to go ahead and just move that over a little further. I looked at it a minute ago. It looks, you know, I'd rather have it move on over another half an inch. This side's going to be a lot easier. So I got a lot more flexibility on how far I want to go out here on this one. So I'm going to bring it out pretty far so I can see all of the trim when the door's sitting open. And I'll give you a shot of that here in just a second. Get these 2 Allen wrenches locked in. Right. ahead and lock them in fairly tight. But keep in mind, the soft close is going to grab it. It's not really going to push it up against it very hard. It's just going to touch it and stop. So let me get you that shot of the trim. That way I can put a little trim all the way around, and of course, like I say, trim this inside out. That 2x4 on the bottom, of course, will be cut out. You can barely see it. So as you can see, by moving that over up there, maybe 3/8 of an inch or so, we're able to cover up the hole in the wall. That's what we use doors for around here. Let's throw the soft close on and we'll call this project done. So this is the part on the soft close mechanism. So you can see a hook in here. This slides in between the hook. So what happens is when this is screwed down and the door moves that direction, it's going to pull this piece that's back here. It's going to pull it and it's going to click up and let the door go. And then when it comes back, this piece is going to engage and it will lock a piece down and pull the door back. So right now, all I'm trying to do is get this up against the stop. And this is the part where it's pulled all the way back. And I'm simply just going to mark this on each side. Okay, I'm going to put the camera down, mark that a little bit better, and then I'm going to, supposed to take the door off to put these on, but I think I can roll the door over to one side and put this on. So I have both of the catching mechanism installed, and I'm going to show you how these work. This soft close mechanism is ready to go. It's ready to catch the door, so the door comes sliding across. Those little pieces I just showed you kicks in right here, catches on the back side, and pulls it all the way shut softly. And then when the door opens back up, it's pulling on this side. It gets to a certain point, it did not stay engaged. And I've tried it a couple of times and I'm getting the same result. So what that tells me is we're probably a 1/16 lower on this. As you can see here, hopefully one's a lot thicker than the other. I think I'm just gonna need to put this thin one in. Okay, the shim is in. Let's reset our soft close. Okay. All right, we seem to be good now. So that's our install. The only thing I have left to do is this little bit on the very bottom. So let's get that going. So you can probably see it from there. There's a little bit of cupping on this. Decided to take the door off, and sure enough, those spacers or those catches for the soft close will not allow the door to come off unless they've been removed. So I did that. So now it's time to, while I've got the door off, I'm gonna go ahead and put this other piece in. I know where it's going. This is up off the floor a little bit, and I've taken a little bit off the bottom of the door while I had it off, and I'm hoping it'll fit on here now. If not, I might have to take a screw and drill into the concrete to pull this down flush with the concrete, but let's hope we don't have to do that. Everything would be fine, but I'm gonna have the door open up so you can see the trim. So that's where we're at. Okay, I'm still in scraps. I had a few of these left over, obviously, and a lot of this. So I'm gonna be able to rip some of these up and use them for out here. I'm gonna do it this way. You know, I know that's not the right way. Put it in the comments. It's good.